I'm Patrick Howell O'Neill with CyberScoop. I'm here at CyberTalks in Washington, D.C. I'm here with Will Ash, the Senior Director of Cybersecurity at Cisco. Will, your job at Cisco really gives you a 30,000-foot view of what's going on in the public sector in cybersecurity. And so what I wanted to ask you was, in terms of the organizations you're dealing with, what do you think they need to do to change their mindset and how they're approaching cybersecurity?
As we've heard today, Patrick, this has been quite a year with incidents in the cybersecurity world. All of these incidents are evidence of what we've all been talking about. It's about the increasing sophistication of attackers. It's about the increasing threat surface, as well as really the different threat vectors that are out there. So to circle that back to your question, our customers, we're recommending and urging that they take an end-to-end holistic view of security, which would allow them visibility into their network, which would include wireless and wired network, as well as into the data center, their cloud usage, as well as the endpoint, also including proper services to the extent they make sense in their environment, and potentially most importantly, a way to integrate threat intelligence into that end-to-end holistic architecture. And as such, what that'll do is not only provide the ability to block threats, but also focus on time to detecting those threats and ultimately time to remediating those threats.
So it's hard to talk about taking such a big picture approach to the situation without talking about the cybersecurity talent gap.
Right.
How should the U.S. government, the federal agencies that you work with, approach that problem?
There is obviously a short-term approach and a longer-term approach. In fact, throughout today's event, we've heard a lot of this. Karen Walker was on stage not long ago, but that's just an example with the U.S. National Cyber Challenge as to how we can start to take existing talent and groom them into a more cyber-focused talent. But if we look back at a longer term, some of the other things that are going on, such as CyberPatriots, where we start to groom and gain some excitement at younger education years, high school and even earlier, and start to get some excitement around cybersecurity and what that may be, and then that will eventually matriculate into the areas where the talent gaps are. Furthermore, within private industry, and Cisco's taking a lead in this, is really infusing scholarships into this field to help generate the incentives to look into this field. And then last, I'd say, last would be really helping everyone recognize there's a greater purpose here, a greater purpose. And anyone who has a greater purpose in what they do feels more engaged and is more excited about what they do. So a combination of that, and that answer is not comprehensive, but those are just some good ideas.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'm going to take that optimism and put it into the next question. What are some of the positive trends, some of the good news you're seeing in the way the federal government is dealing with cybersecurity?
Well, between the federal and some of the state and local governments, something I'm really excited about is using cybersecurity as an enabler. So we're right here in the middle of week 3 of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is really predicting what tomorrow's internet's going to look like. And that has a lot of smart cities and smart devices and IoT associated with it. What I'm excited about is cybersecurity is required to enable the promise of that, which is now. So in order to enable some of the exciting promise of a smart and connected city, we need to think about security first. A city cannot afford for their public to be put at risk or for the infrastructure of the city to shut down. So in order to do that, evaluating the security platform and an integrated security platform at that, again, to allow all the benefits of the smart connected city. So that's a great example, in my opinion, of something really exciting that cybersecurity is enabling.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the chat, and thank you for watching. Check out more at cyberscoop.com.
Thanks for having me.